It's about the transparency all across the board. So if you look at any of the things that we're doing in MADDI, as part of the responses, as part of the results that you're getting back, you're going to have those pinpoint references. You're going to show what we used and how we got to that conclusion. And then it's about you still retaining that governance, keeping the ownership of the security and the sovereignty of your data so that it's not going to be used in third parties.
From Aderant, this is Studio A, the podcast that helps legal professionals like you stay on top of trends and solutions that keep your law firm thriving. Welcome to Studio A, powered by Aderant, your podcast for the latest conversations shaping legal tech. I'm your host, Will Ayers. On today's episode, we have Cody Walker back on the show. We had a great conversation last time, and we're going to have a great conversation now. So he's one of my favorite people to bring on the show to talk innovation. He is the Vice President of Business of Law and Cloud Solutions at Aderant. Cody, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks, man. Just glad I got another invite.
You have an open door to come on the show at any time.
Oh, I don't know.
Especially because of your outfit. I love the outfit that you got on right now.
I appreciate it.
We're at Momentum Global 2025 in Dallas, Texas, and a huge topic is financial management. And I know automation and manual processes is also a huge conversation across the legal industry. 2 new solutions were announced this week, next-gen solutions at that, Cloud AR and Cloud GL. Can you tell us what those solutions provide for law firms and how they enable them to run a better business?
Yeah, sure. So it's really about bringing the whole picture together, right? Like traditionally we've looked at iTimekeep, Bill Blast, like different pieces of the revenue capture of actually going back and turning your work to cash. This is about how do you take that and leverage that in the back office to bring the whole solution so that you're not having to switch back and forth, switch context. It's about bringing that visibility to the entire process. On top of that, it's taking those applications that have traditionally been locked away in the back office, bringing them to the cloud, allowing us to utilize some of the stuff that we've been announcing with Stridyn and the platform components.
I remember in our last conversation, you talked about MADDI being more than a chatbot, and it appears that's a reality now. Can you discuss the way MADDI is being integrated across the Aderant product suite?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because when we go and look at it, we're looking at the virtual assistant side of it. That's the tangible. That's what you can see. So it's typically what you kind of gravitate towards. So obviously, we've shown some stuff this week around like the real-time natural language processing, the queries that you can go to quickly get access to your data. We also have shown off some of the personal assistant aspects of things for in-app help and really kind of driving how you would go and learn the new tools, learn the new technology. But the cooler aspect of it is what you don't see, what's happening behind the scenes. So we're leveraging the same MADDI capabilities, our same core AI technologies, building out an ecosystem of different specialized AI agents that can go and provide value in each specific application for individual personas.
You mentioned before that Stridyn is powered by AI. And I know Stridyn supports Onyx, Bill Blast, Sierra, etc. Where are we now on that journey?
I think with some of the stuff that we've gone and put out into the market around our data solutions, around integrating all of these different products, it's really kind of bringing that vision that we've been talking about for the past year or so. It's bringing it to life. It's putting it in action. Now with some of the products that are getting in the hands of our customers and our early adopters, you can see them in action and actually see the power of what MADDI's giving you throughout all of the enhancements, all of the improvements, the efficiency that we're providing to what traditionally has been a very manual process.
Are legacy systems slowing you down? Meet the firms that broke free. In this exclusive client roundtable, hear firsthand from Aderant clients as they reveal how Expert Sierra transformed their operations, from migration milestones to measurable wins. If you're ready to accelerate your revenue cycle and unify your front and back office, this is your roadmap to a smarter practice. Head to the webinar's on-demand section at aderant.com and watch why firms are hitching their wagon to Expert Sierra today.
Something that I've learned during my time at Aderant and talking to law firms as well is that many times law firms are using multiple pieces of software from different vendors. Can you discuss how our AI capabilities can interact with third-party systems?
Yeah, similar to some of the discussions we had last time around the API first strategy to really be able to open that up across not only our products, but what you're using inside the firm. We have the same approach when we're looking at AI. So I really look at kind of the multi-agent methodology that we're taking there is twofold. One, I'm under no impression that every piece of software inside of your four walls is going to be Aderant. That's not the way the world works. But it's how do you go and take those additional tools, whether it's something we offer or it's a third-party tool that we're not even in that space. How do you provide access and how do you provide that integration layer so that you're not just looking at one portion of the data that we have, but how do you open that up so that you can really get the full picture, which is a lot of what we're talking about when we're looking at, Stridyn and MADDI and how it all comes together. It's about getting that full picture so that you can have those end-to-end insights. On the flip side of that, if we look at it, it's the multi-agent approach gives us the ability that while we use that same core AI functionality, we can go and drop in different agents that are tailored specifically for the application or for that experience that you're looking at. Obviously, like if we're looking at how does the time entry get validated against OCGs, that's going to be very different from how are we going and able to provide some of the insights for your AR, your GL, your back office components of it, as well as like some of the stuff that we've announced with AR automation. We're able to tailor each component of it down to a specific model that makes sense for that application.
Speaking of specific individual applications, what are some of the obstacles that you and your team face as it pertains to integrating AI into those applications?
One of the challenges that we run into here is if anyone's been paying attention to the AI space, it seems like week after week, there's always something new. There's always a model that's going to one-up the last model that's going to be tailored specific for a particular task, a particular action. It's really about how do we build that core fundamental layer that powers MADDI so that we can quickly adapt, so that we can quickly iterate and compare and contrast all of the new tech that's coming out to provide the best experience for the applications, for our customers, for the people that are doing it day to day.
I've seen you mention a common data plane before in this architecture or this ecosystem that you and your team are building. What role does that play in delivering data-driven insights or insights that law firms can use to produce better results?
It's about giving that observability, that transparency into the process. If you're having to jump between different applications that have a different source of truth, a different backing data store, you can end up in a disjointed state. So when we're looking at what does the data plane in and of itself do, it's so we're all speaking the same language, where we can give you insights not only across, your e-billing, but from the point of time entry all the way through until you've hit the back office and you're actually looking at what's been reconciled and what's been paid.
I spoke with Andy Hoyt.
Man. Sorry about that.
CTO at Aderant, Andy Hoyt. He actually had some great things to say.
Oh.
But this is a question that I asked him as well. What's your team's approach to making sure that you're building AI that is safe for clients or for legal professionals?
It's about the transparency all across the board, right? So if you look at any of the things that we're doing in MADDI, as part of the responses, as part of the results that you're getting back, you're going to have those pinpoint references. You're going to show what we used and how we got to that conclusion. And then it's about you still retaining that governance, keeping the ownership of the security and the sovereignty of your data so that it's not going to be used in third parties. It's not going to be used outside of kind of the walled garden approach of how we're going and putting models in place with our AI solutions.
When you're building these AI solutions, I believe that you may have mentioned the design component. Can you just talk about the importance of ensuring that the experience is user-friendly and you kind of meet clients halfway?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of what we've looked at this week and what we've shown off with the applications that are on Stridyn and some of the future looking aspects as well, it's about not having to be in that specific persona, in that specific application for what you're looking at. I may be looking at time entries or expenses or anything else, and I want to see how does that apply to the rest of the application. So similar to what we're doing from a user experience, a UI approach, it's about giving that uniformity, that look and feel, to make it feel like it's not a task, it's not an extra step to go and do it. Regardless of where you are in our products, you immediately know where to go for additional details and answers to kind of flesh out what you need to do.
Now, you and your team, I think it's very fascinating because the engineering team, R&D, and the product team, they have to work hand in hand. What's the best approach to ensure that those two teams are running collectively together and are aligned all the time? Because those two teams are essentially the backbone of the way we bring products to market.
I mean, it's the same approach that we've talked about that we take with our customers, right? It's all about open communication. It's about being able to iterate on the plans. I think we all know there's nothing ever written in stone, especially in a fast-paced industry where we're constantly evolving and focusing on innovation. You can't plan for everything. So it's about being able to go and iterate, being able to fail fast, being able to go and get that feedback, get it in front of our early adopters, get it in front of the clients that are going and doing this day in and day out, and taking that feedback into account. So it's about that agility, that flexibility, so that at the end of the day, we want to deliver a solution to you that gets the job done, that feels intuitive, that makes your life easier versus something that we may have talked about a year ago and has radically changed since then.
Before we wrap, one final question. MADDI. What excites you the most about MADDI? Because it seems like MADDI, the development of MADDI and the different layers to it, it's moving pretty fast. What excites you the most about MADDI going forward?
I think the biggest thing right now is just to have it in the applications that we're bringing to market, to get it in front of our customers so that we can showcase the power, showcase what we're going and doing. And then on the other side of that, being able to ingest the data from what has typically been these disparate data sources so that we can start to give those full-fledged insights so there isn't a need to jump back and forth between different personas, you don't have to pick up the phone and call somebody to see what's going on with my invoice. As we bring all of these applications, we bring the AI, we bring the data together, you start to see that it's less about individual products, how we would have traditionally marketed it. It's about capabilities within the platform that extend beyond a defined product line, product set.
I absolutely love that. I think you guys are doing great work. You and a few others are some of my favorite colleagues at Aderant because you guys are definitely developing products and building them from the ground up. So I got to commend you guys on all your efforts. You guys are doing an incredible job, and I look forward to all of the things that you're going to continue to do this year and next year. So that means in 2026, you have to be one of the first guests on the show.
Hey, I'm all for it. I mean, my only hope is by then I get that more silky radio voice like you've got going on.
Gotcha.
This ain't working.
It might be the fatigue.
There we go.
You're tuned in to Studio A, powered by Aderant, your podcast for the latest legal tech conversations shaping the industry. That was Cody Walker. He's doing amazing things at Aderant, and I look forward to having him back on the show. Thanks for listening to Studio A. For more from this episode, visit Aderant.com. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat, and we'll see you next time in Studio A.